Hello students, how are you? Hello Shri Lakshmi. Okay, audible. Today we are going to do a revision of human physiology. Now, it is not possible to deal with all the chapters in one set. You can say this is a revision of human physiology part 1 and on Monday we will take human physiology part 2. Okay. So, whenever we will deal with human physiology, that is the most weightage carrying topics for NEET 2026. And every time many questions come from this unit. Human physiology is the unit which actually tells about yourself. Who are you? What kind of systems your body is having? Means what kind of metabolism your body is undergoing daily. Okay. So, digestion absorption means here we are talking about metabolism. We are talking about metabolic reactions. Okay. We are talking about metabolic reactions. Each and every thousands of reactions are occurring inside the cell. Thousands of reaction occurring inside the cell, whether it is catabolism, whether it is anabolism, whether it is, cutting reaction, breakdown reaction, whether it is anabolism, additive reactions. Okay. Done. Human physiology. So, human physiology deals with the actual metabolism, the survival activities, which actually required means the activities actually required by the body for the survival, like digestion, absorption, deleted by NTA. But in medical, when you will all reach to medical and dental colleges, nursing colleges, homeopathic college, Ayurvedic, you have to deal with digestion, absorption there, respiration, circulation, excretion, locomotion, endocrine, neural. So these are the survival activities. Body has to do this activity to survive. Okay. Required by the body for survival. Actually, these are metabolic reactions. These are metabolic reactions. Chemical reactions, chemical reactions occurring inside cell. Okay. This is your cell. This is your cell envelope, nucleus, protoplasm. So here thousands of chemical reactions are occurring. And the sum total of all the reactions are metabolism. Is metabolism. Okay. Or we can say metabolic reactions. Now metabolism is of two types. Metabolism or metabolic reactions are of two types. What are they? Catabolism. Done. Now, hi everyone. Hi. Okay. Catabolism means breakdown reaction. Anabolism means a catabolism means kato, breakdown. Anabolism means additive, add. A for anabolism, A for additive reaction. Okay, done. Is it clear? So now we will write all the physiological reactions one go. First means what kind of reactions are there? Digestion. What kind of activity? Digestion and absorption. It is deleted. Okay. What digestion absorption deals with? Why this kind of activity is there inside our body? Tell me. It deals with nutrition, then intake of food, then digestion, nutrition, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. We can call it as ingestion also. Ingestion. Ingestion. Done. Second is breathing and exchange of gases. Breathing and exchange of gases. Okay. Third is body fluids and its circulation. Body fluids and its circulation. Excretory products and its elimination. Excretory products and its elimination. Locomotion and movement. Locomotion and Neural control and coordination, dealing with the nervous system, dealing with the nervous system, chemical coordination and integration. Okay, these all activities are there for our survival. Means if you are not, how will you think without your nervous system? If your hormones will not work, how will you deal with the various target organs of the body? Okay, and if there is no respiratory system, how will you intake the oxygen and CO2? If there is no blood, how will the substances will transport? Okay, if excretion is not there, how will you remove the nitrogen containing waste product? If there are no bones and muscles, how will you do movement and locomotion? Okay, done. Is it clear? So now digestion absorption is not in your syllabus, so we will deal with respiration. We will deal with respiratory system. Okay. Respiratory system deals with exchange of gases. Okay, oxygen and CO2. Oxygen always comes from atmosphere, utilized by the tissue of the body, cells of the body for breakdown of the food, and CO2 will produce. From atmosphere. Okay, utilized by the cells for oxidation of food. In result, CO2 will produce. Done. Is it clear? Is it clear to everyone? Done. Hello. Now, when we deal with breathing, breathing involves only with the conduction of gases, inhalation of oxygen, exhalation of carbon dioxide. But respiration is actual utilization of oxygen for oxidation of food, for breakdown of food in the presence of oxygen, and CO2 will produce. only conduction of O2 and CO2. Respiration, utilization of utilization of oxygen and breakdown of food. Done. Utilization of food, breakdown of food. Okay. This is oxidation of food. Oxidation of food in the presence of oxygen. Production of CO2 occurs. Done. Is it clear? Now, to carry out this procedure, aren't we require any kind of respiratory organs? Yes, are requiring organs. Okay. Now, respiratory organs means this organ is for exchange of gases. So, if we talk about invertebrates, we will talk about invertebrates. Now, invertebrates also, do this. Invertebrates also, perform respiration, exchange of gases. So, they have lower type of organs like skin. If a organism is exchanging gases through skin, the organ is skin. The respiration is called as cutaneous respiration. If organism is aquatic and the organ is gills, means aquatic organism breathe or exchange gases with the water in the dissolved form. So what kind of organ is there? Gills. The respiration is called as bronchial respiration. Gills. Bronchial. Okay. If organ is lungs, higher organism, terrestrial organism, it is called as pulmonary respiration. Then let's write the name of respiratory organs. Nose. This nose involving external nostril, nasal septum, nasal passage and internal nostril. Okay. Nasal septum, nasal passage, internal nostril. Okay. Done. Then what else? This passage which lead to pharynx, kanth, gala, throat, common passage for food and air. Okay. Throat, for and air. Done? Is it clear? Pharynx lead to voice box. Pharynx. Voice box. Okay. Voice producing organ blessed with vocal cords. Okay. Here, it opens into trachea. Trachea is a windpipe. Trachea is a windpipe. Done? Windpipe. That windpipe is guarded by the epiglottis. Epiglottis. Okay. What is the function of epiglottis actually? It is actually a cartilaginous flap. It is a cartilaginous flap. It is a cartilaginous flap. So, what is the role of this flap? What is the role of this cartilaginous flap on the trachea? Now, we very well know that uh, digestion absorption is related to the esophagus. Esophagus is a food pipe and trachea is windpipe. So, we are breathing continuously. Okay. The body is not supposed to stop your breathing, but you have to intake food also. So, this food will pass through this esophagus. So, at that time, the food can enter inside the trachea. So, you have to close the opening of trachea for a second when you are swallowing the food through the esophagus. Okay. When you are engulfing or swallowing the food through esophagus. Is it clear? So, at that time, this epiglottis, a dhakkan or lid-like structure closes this trachea for a second. And when the food passes through the esophagus, the epiglottis moves up and opens the passage of trachea for exchange of gases. Okay? Closes opening of trachea for seconds when food is passing through esophagus. If food by chance enter inside the trachea, it will cause, choking. It will cause choking. And if food will not, came out from the trachea, it will lead to death of the patient. Because if trachea get blocked and choked by any of the big food particle and it is not possible for you and have you not reached to the doctor at the proper time so that that choked food will come out from the trachea, the patient will get die. Okay. Done? Is it clear? Okay. Now, uh, this trachea, this trachea leads to This trachea, enter inside the bag or sac-like structures called lungs. Done. This is trachea. This trachea from fifth thoracic vertebra. At the point of fifth thoracic vertebra, this trachea divides into more tube-like structure. The first tube-like structure called as bronchus means this is right bronchus. This is left bronchus. Okay. Now these tube-like structure further divide to more tube-like structures. Like this is bronchus. These are bronchi, bronchioles. Okay. So if these are bronchi, bronchiole. Is it clear? Means this is bronchus, bronchi, and these are bronchioles. This is bronchus, bronchi, bronchiole. And these bronchioles terminate itself into grape-like structures. These are called as alveoli. One is alveolus and one is alveoli. Actual exchange of site of actual exchange of gases. Means from nose till alveoli only conduction of gases are there. But from alveoli the gases is actually transport to the blood. Okay. Done. Any problem? Any problem? Okay. No problem? Good. Okay. It's all about respiratory organ. So now alveoli exchange gases. Exchange of gases. The bloodstream. The bloodstream. Okay. And from that bloodstream, it will transport the tissue so that oxygen utilized for breakdown of absorbed food and in turn CO2 will. So this is the metabolism for which your respiratory organs are required. Okay. Then oxygen, carbon dioxide, carbon dioxide, carbon dioxide. Done. ठीक है. Now, first we are going to deal with inhalation and exhalation part. Inhalation means inspiration. Inspiration. Exhalation, expiration. So this is all about this breathing part. Breathing part is divided into two parts. Inhalation, exhalation means it is between atmosphere to alveoli. Alveoli. Okay. Now, what does it deal? Now, here inhalation and exhalation require the association of sternum, ribs, vertebral column, muscles. Here we are going to deal two types of muscles. Muscles of ribs, lungs are within the ribs, protected inside the ribs. So the muscles of ribs are internal and external intercostal muscles, and the muscles of a diaphragm, phrenic muscle. Here we are dealing with muscles of ribs because their contraction and relaxation will increases or decreases the volume of thoracic chamber, and according to which pressure changes, and then according to see the concentration gradient of pressure, the gases will flow from higher to lower pressure. Internal, intercostal muscles. Okay. Muscles of diaphragm, phrenic muscles. Is it clear? Now here, contraction of diaphragm. Contraction of diaphragm occur which increases the volume of thoracic chamber in anteroposterior axis. In anteroposterior axis. Okay, done. Is it clear? So what will happen? Okay, I'll rub it. If the volume increases, pressure decreases as volume is inversely proportional to pressure. So oxygen flows from higher pressure from atmosphere to alveoli. Alveoli. Now, if you want to do exhalation, just make it opposite. Make the muscles relax. Decreases the thoracic chamber volume, increases the pressure. CO2 will move out. Exhalation. Relaxation. Relaxation. Relaxation of diaphragm. Relaxation of diaphragm. Then, yes, increases the volume of done. Pressure increases. CO2 will move out from alveoli to lungs to atmosphere. Done. Is it clear? Now, if alveoli transport the oxygen and CO2, the oxygen and CO2 to blood, in what way these gases are transporting? Dissolved plasma, dissolved in plasma, okay, bind with hemoglobin, oxyhemoglobin, CO2 dissolved and carbamina hemoglobin, or with bicarbonate ions. If we will see last part of this, respiratory disorder, asthma, occupational respiratory disorders, emphysema, okay, it is in found in those persons who are chronic cigarette smokers. Okay, students, this is all about your today's session. Thank you